Oh, we're going to record this just for you, Sonia. Okay, so it doesn't matter which method you use unless the instructions say, hey, use this method, then you have to do that one. So we did this one already with graphing, and the answer was, you remember? Negative 1, 4, right? And just to review, what we learned last week is that this is the solution if you can plug this ordered pair into both equations and it's true. So let's take just a moment and make sure we got that, like our head around that. Do you know what I'm saying, Sam? This is a solution if it's true for both.
Okay.
So if I put 4 for y, we can keep that in our head, right? And negative 1 for x, so 4 equals negative 1 plus 5. That's true. So that one works. Now let's try the other one. 4 equals, ooh, this is tricky, minus negative 1 plus 3. That is true also. Because it's going to be minus negative 1. That makes plus 1. And then plus 3 more is 4. So that's true. So this is the right answer. This is the solution for both. So you got that? Okay. Then we found that by graphing. We just graphed the two where they crossed. Okay, now the way we're going to do, well, we have two ways. We have substitution, which we'll do first, and then we'll do the same exact equation, same exact system with elimination. You ready, Jackie? Jackie, what's it mean to substitute? What does it mean to substitute? What's that?
Take away.
Take away?
Wait.
To replace.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but it's to replace. You don't just remove it. You put something else there instead. Oh, bless you, bless you. Are you allergic to Halloween, or are you allergic to systems of equations?
To math.
Wow, Eminem, that's crazy.
Substitution, actually.
To substitution. Substitution's actually not so bad. It's pretty easy. It might be the easiest one. It might even be easier than graphing sometimes. Because substitution, what you're going to do is you're going to find something that's equal to something else and you're going to replace it. Which is kind of weird, right? Like for example, at the very beginning of the semester, we would have had things like this, right? And it would say evaluate when x equals negative 2. That's just substitution. You just take this value for negative 2 and you just plug it in. That's substituting. So what we're going to look for is we're going to look for something like that here, where you have like something that's equal to something else. And, oh, wow, this is fancy color right here. Check this out. Do you see what y equals for the first one? Do you see that y equals this? Right? Well, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take that, and I'm going to substitute it. So I'm going to take that number right there, I'm going to take that number, I'm going to plug it in for y right here, because y is the same as y. Like, I hope you understand that y is the same as y.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah, because it has to equal the same thing.
Yeah, so if y equals this, then I could put that right there. So, Alex, here's what I'm going to do. This part over here on the right, I'm going to leave it the same. Okay? What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to substitute what I know y equals right there. So on the left side of this equal sign, I'm going to put, if you only write it down, you don't know why I wrote it down, you won't be able to do it on your own. Like, for a fact, if you don't know why I wrote this, then you won't be able to do this on your own. So that's the thing you should write. You should write it down, and then you should write down how we got that, because that's the thing you're going to forget. And if I write it down and you write it down in my words, it won't help you, because I think you understand. You just got to write it down. You got this, Sam? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So how could we write it?
Well, I mean, like the way I would think about it is like, since the first equation tells us that y is equal to x plus 5, well, I just replaced the other y with x plus 5. I just substituted what y equaled.
If that equals that, then why?
In fact, colors might do good. Let's see here. Ooh, orange highlight. Do you see this is y right there, and that's y right there. Because that's what y equals, right? Vanessa, does that make sense to you?
Would you be able to do it the other way around?
You could.
Yeah?
Yeah, you can substitute the other way. And that's one of the reasons that like this whole thing gets kind of tricky is because there's lots of ways to approach
y
it.
must equal the same or
Yeah.
or-
Yeah. Whatever makes sense to you so that like
Yeah.
if you forget you can kind of remember. Carlos, you got a question about this? You got this?
Where did you get -1 and 4?
When did I get? Oh, that was the answer we did it earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. That was our answer we found earlier. So I just put it there so we can see, like, as soon as we get done, we can see if we got it right. Also, that reminds me, I'm glad. Dang, Carlos, you're all right. I don't care what the hell Kobo kid says. You're okay. Carlos, here's the other thing. Here's how we know when we're done. When we know what x is and what y is, we're done. Okay? Right here we have two x's. We're going to now solve for x. We're going to solve.
So we're pretty much checking our answer, right?
Well, we're kind of finding it a new way, but I'm giving you the answers so that we can kind of see, we can get confidence as we do the first example to make sure, we get confidence we're doing it right. Wait. Rachel, we have an x on each side of, Harley. We have an x on each side of the equal sign, right? And we got to get them together so we can solve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you guys remember the easier way is to move the smaller one, which is this?
Right.
So we're going to add x to both sides, right, Jackie? We're going to add x to both sides. So when I add x to both sides, this gives me over here, this gives me 2x.
So add x.
Yeah, we're going to add x to both sides. And x plus x is 2x. Subtract 5, right? 2x equals -2, so then x has to equal -1. Which we knew anyway. But we're learning how to do it, we already know the answer, but we're just using that to help us learn how to do it. Don't take notes, Jackie.
I am, but it's because you told me to take notes while you're talking.
Oh,
So I wait till you're done.
oh.
Then you divide.
Well, I do want you to think about what we're doing, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just copy, that's true. Okay, Jackie. Don't hurt me, Jackie.
I won't.
Okay.
She told me I said it.
Okay, so Sam.
Okay, so you wanna- No, you added.
Oh, yes, sir.
You subtracted 5
Yeah,
from each.
from each side, because that would make this
Leave the
0.
x- So leave the x by itself.
Yeah, because then you get 2x equals -2. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sam, we know what x is, but we don't know what y is. Well, you have two equations. Pick one. It doesn't matter. You just pick one of these and you plug your value for x in, and then you solve for y. I would pick the one without the negative because that would be easier. Yeah, so I would pick the top one because this one's.
Oh, that has a -2.
Because this has got a negative and I might mess it up. So this one's just all positive. So here's what I'm going to do. I know that one of my equations is x plus 5. Y equals x plus 5, right? And I'm going to substitute again. I'm going to substitute again because I know what x equals. X equals -1. Yeah? -1 plus 5, famously known as 4. Last step, Vanessa, is we have to make sure we write our answer. We did all this work, but we haven't actually answered the question. Here's the answer to the question. You just have to make sure you answer the question. Yeah. Because you have all the pieces there, you just didn't put it together. Yeah. I'll probably have to find stray cats to run over, or stray puppies if you don't do that. Worse than getting a point off, right? Because you don't want that on your conscience. You don't want that on your conscience.
So the answer would be that.
That's your
Dare
answer.
you.
No, it would be your fault.
That would work though.
It would, I know, right?
I was like, no.
Yeah, you're like a point off, whatever, I'll forget.
What are you gonna do?
Run over a kitten or a puppy.
Oh,
Depends
I
what
was
about it.
like to see cats. So.
I am too.
Same here.
Oh wow. Hey, yay us.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, we have overreactive immune systems. All right, that's what an allergy for something like that is. Okay, Kobo, you doing okay over there?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, I know it's Halloween. Man, that's why we're going to do fractions, because they're scary.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, it's math class, But before we do that, I'm going to show you the other way. The other one we have to learn. We're going to do the same exact one, but it's going to be with elimination. Now what's funny is jokes. But aside from that, another thing that's funny is if somebody was so dumb they were taking all the W's out of a bag of M&Ms and throwing them away. That would be funny.
Oh my god.
But what was also funny
This guy is defective.
is when I asked you guys what substitution was, two of you said the definition for what eliminating is. When you eliminate something, you get rid of it. It's just gone. You don't put something else in its place, it's gone. And that's what we're going to do with elimination. With elimination, the idea is to eliminate one of the variables. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite the whole thing, because, watch. That's our system, right? Yeah? Okay, I want to make sure everybody's like on board before we do this, because it's really, really easy, but if you see it after it's done, it might not make sense. So when Vanessa's ready, she's going to say, okay, I'm ready. Oh, she's ready. When Rachel's ready, she's going to be like, oh, wow, yeah. When Priscilla's ready, she's going to be like, I'm ready now. Are you ready now? Okay, so check this out, Priscilla. To eliminate means we're going to get rid of. And do you see how this is a positive 1x and this one is a negative 1x? See how they're opposites? You see what I'm talking about? So if I were to take and I were just to add everything on both sides, watch what would happen. 1y plus 1y is 2y equals, that's 0. 5 plus 3 is 8. You see how that worked?
You add them?
I just added them. Because negative x plus x is 0. Bye. It's eliminated. Bye-bye.
Zero.
Gone.
But if it was an X and then a it has a negative.
Yeah. It's, you know what's funny? It's 0. It's eliminated, which it has something in English to do with how you would say big zero in Spanish.
Cerote.
Right. That's what when you go to the bathroom, you eliminate. That's what it's called. Yeah, big zero in Spanish. That's a good one.
That's a good one, right there.
That's a good one. Okay.
That reminded me of MC.
So all we got to do.
We said ba, 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 boo.
Oh, yeah. All we got to do now is solve for y, right? So 2 times what is 8? 4, right? So all you got to do is solve for y. Y equals 4, because 2 times 4 is 8, so y has to be 4. And we already know that's the right answer, but that's how you get it. But we're not done.
Well, yeah, because you need to find X, right?
Now we got to find x. So all you got to do to find x is take this and plug it into either one. It doesn't matter. I would plug it into the first one because there's not a negative. So that's first half of your answer. The second half of your answer, 4 equals x plus 5, right? Subtract 5 if you want. But we're not done because you have to write your answer. X first. Don't forget to put x first. It doesn't matter which one you find first. X goes first. So we have seen graphing and you've practiced graphing to solve a system. Now this is how you do substitution. This is how you do elimination. So I need to know from you guys. Do you want me to walk you through trickier examples of these two first and then have you try some, or do you want to try some now?
I like to try some now.
You want to try some now?
No. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, we'll do that.
Yes.
We'll try some now.
Okay.
Here's the ones we'll try.
And we gotta do the substitution and elimination.
We'll do one of each. We'll do one of each.
I'm not. I need those phones. It's a 2-for-1 sale.
Yeah, 2-for-1 deal. Okay. So for substitution, let's do Now, a lot of these answers are fractions.
About fraction.
So if you get a fraction, doesn't mean you're wrong. That's all I'm saying. Is like you get a fraction, just go with it. Doesn't mean it's wrong.
It's a good thing you told me that now.
And so then for elimination, okay, there you go. Let's try those two. Let's see. Right now, if you look at the clock that you can see on the screen, it is almost 16 minutes. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to 22 minutes. So when that number right there at the bottom hits 22, then time's up. Done or not, we're going to go from. What's that?
Is that 15?
Oh, okay.
Is what 15 right here?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now.
Yeah. So yeah, the time right here, right? So we got about 6 minutes. Which also means if you're going to watch this video, you're going to try to get on your own, you could fast forward to 22 minutes and then that's where we'd start again.
That's true.
Dang, tricky.
You're just gonna record us like doing the work?
Yeah, because today I am. Because it's Halloween.
You should have done like all brown and like put like yellow stuff on your shirt and be like hash brown.
Hash brown, that'll be good too. Come on, Jackie. Andale pues, Jackie.
Who's Jackie? I didn't know Wonder Woman.
Come on, Wonder Woman. Number 5. What?
Number 5.
That's her name, right?
I guess.
Well, isn't that one of your nicknames, neighbor?
Hey. Neighbor. What's that movie where the neighbors are like one's like decent neighbors, has kids, and then the
Poltergeist?
other wild? Not Poltergeist. Zac Efron comes out.
Wild Hogs?
Oh no.
Neighbors.
Pretty silly.
That's that. She has parties every night. I have to knock, hey.
Really?
Brian tiene otro que ver, man.
¿Qué?
Otro que ver.
¿Por qué?
Porque dejaron la luz prendida. Ah, no, no.
He's dead.
I wasn't giving you a clue like one of these will be a fraction, but it's entirely likely.
Estabas aquí, pero no estabas aquí.
She's not gonna get you away. She's here and then it's not 200 times already.
So if I was young, I wouldn't get it.
I was like, I'm busy.
So you plug it in, then you put the I'm literally just made it all like yeah, exactly right. Thank you for explaining it. Yeah, well, she's explaining it to me. That's a huge problem that I did most of it.
That's my costume, Carlos.
Yeah, I'm
Good
like,
costume, right?
Thank you.
What?
Yeah.
Negative 1 x, no y, equals negative 1.
You having a good day or a bad day? Or just a day? Just a day?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, even that day is better than not a day, right?
Yeah.
How many colors of contacts do you have for sale? 5? Are they all prescription or just color?
sería Y. Ahora vamos a hacer el X.
Okay, then you plug it in.
Index,
Sí, sucede. Pero más de
Got about 2 minutes left. How many of you guys are done with the first one at least? How many of you guys are almost done with the first one?
I think we all skipped to perfect.
Oh, you went to the second one?
Elimination.
Okay, that's fine, that's fine. How many of you guys are almost done with the second one? You're almost done with the second one, okay.
Okay, so it's.
Yeah, because you want to put the Y over.
Oh, porque la X se cancela. Y porque dice que.
And then
Ese
that
fue
one.
el segundo que será
Tiene
four
que
or
ser-
nine.
O sea, tiene que ser por eso, pues, por ser una.
Well,
I had it with
Then you did it too.
I was like,
Now we're gonna do the negative.
substitution.
Substitution.
You got that from me. She said
Did you
prostitution.
hear that?
She
Did
said
you hear that,
prostitution.
Mr.
She said prostitution.
No, I said substitution.
Aren't you working like a battered woman? Isn't that right?
We try to help a lot of
Okay.
women like that.
Right.
We try to help.
Try. But the bills don't pay themselves.
It's hard. It's hard to help.
Substitution is a little bit complicated for me. I did that, elimination.
I didn't start with it.
Yeah. So substitution, you just take something.
I did the elimination and even.
So like, look at that. So
I got that one, but I didn't know.
Well, no, you see how y equals 2x
I don't know how
You
plus
got
five?
the
That's what you're gonna substitute. You're gonna put that value for y in the
same
first
mistake
equation.
you did, really?
So you're gonna write x plus 5 and then parentheses, you're gonna write 2x plus 5.
You're contagious.
Equals.
I don't know, like, this is what I got confused. This is an end up being zero. So,
Okay, we're gonna do 3 more minutes. We're gonna do until 25.
yeah, this is elimination.
So we're gonna go until 25, and then we'll.
And then I just plugged it into.
I don't know. I'm not right. I can't. I feel like I'm dangerous.
I got three.
This is March.
March.
Well, that's-
I'm
that's what I got.
gonna change something. I'll bring you the whole situation. I'll keep you on
Yeah,
the
after
line.
writing it already now, I don't feel safe. I feel like I would be. I could write by myself, but
Not
Reason they're both not
yeah.
because.
Well, I'll keep you posted and see what happens from now to when it gets posted. I'm gonna give
Yeah,
it to you.
he doesn't.
What?
Yeah.
The three would be.
You see that one was gonna come out fraction?
I'm gonna figure that out. Okay, so that means X
But
equals
fractions have a
three,
lot.
got it.
So, este.
Oh, okay, okay.
Es substitution. Este.
But when you solve, when the substitution up top, if you're solving for, say, the other one is 0, right?
For which one?
The elimination. No, I mean the substitution. Like if you're solving for x, then you mark y as 0, and then you solve for x.
Why
Right?
would you mark it as 0?
Because I have it right
Yeah.
here.
That's exactly right.
To find the y-intercept, replace x with 0 and solve for y. And to find the x-intercept, replace y with 0 and solve for x.
Now it's a 3?
No, it's because I did it wrong. I added instead of.
Yeah, but you don't have to find intercepts for these.
Huh?
You don't have to find
So that's,
intercepts.
yeah, this instruction doesn't work then.
Yeah, you're just solving it.
Yeah, you have to plug in the
Yeah.
line.
Well, then I'm stuck.
Okay, no problem. We're gonna go over them. Got about a minute left. Whether you finish or not, it's okay. Because as long as you tried stuff and made mistakes, you'll learn. Right, Jackie?
Right.
Right. That's why you're my favorite student, Jackie.
Am I?
Yes.
Even though I don't understand. Like this.
Wonder Woman is never late or early. Wonder Woman shows up when she means to.
One.
I had somebody that had to be
Lanny?
Oh,
No,
okay.
he's working.
Where's Lanny working?
Photos?
Oh,
Which one?
yeah, which one?
I was working at a produce creator.
That's right. Yeah, and what kind of produce?
What kind of produce are we talking about?
Tomatoes or the cash crop? Alright. Alright, boys and girls, finish up the part you're working on. Whether you finish the whole thing or not, it's okay. Listo, Carlos? Listo?
Go ahead, mister.
All right, let's do this too. You ready? So, Alex,
That's me.
might be a good idea because I'm going to put this on YouTube like right now, and I'll post the link so you guys can find it right away. It might be a good idea to like maybe not write down the steps if you ran out of time, or like if my steps are different than yours, instead of trying to rush and write down the steps, maybe write down like the idea behind the steps, and then I mean you can always go back and look and match up what happened. Do you know what I mean? But it's just an idea. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. It's Alex's idea, so if it's wrong, it's his fault. Okay, Vanessa, check this out. We're going to do this one first, okay? Like Sonia said, this one I think is easier in this case. But sometimes these are hard to see because sometimes nothing matches up and you have to do a step that's kind of like finding a common denominator in a way. All right, Eminem. So all we're going to do is we're going to add these, right? That's 0. And then that's 13. Oh, well, that's easy. Y is equal to 1. Right? So all good? Now you got to take that and you got to plug it in. Doesn't matter where, here or here. I would plug it into this one because it's all positive, so I think it would be easier. But it doesn't. It really does not matter. Good? So that's just 3, right? So then this says what plus 3 is 15. So that what thing right there has to be 12 because 12 plus 3 is 15. Or you could subtract 3, you get the same thing. Doesn't matter. So 3 times 4 is 12, so x has to equal 3. So don't forget, otherwise I'll have to, run over a puppy or something. Make sure you write your answer and make sure you put x first. Did you guys get that right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Alex, you get that one right too?
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Next one, substitution. We have to take, see that's what y equals, right? Well, there's y right there. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute that in. Sonia, do you see what I did? I took this first equation, x plus 5 times y, x plus 5 times y. I'm going to write y right there equals 14. So that's what y is.
Oh, okay. At first, I thought like you were like referring to like 2 with the egg. Yeah.
Now we just have to distribute and then combine like terms. So that's x plus 10x plus 25 equals 14. So 11x equals, you're going to subtract right there, right? Oh my goodness, that's negative 11. X equals negative 1. I didn't show all the steps from here. You guys are good at those. You might not see where I got all those, but if you tried it on your own, you would get it. I have full confidence you guys can solve that. Okay? Do you understand what I mean, Priscilla? Yeah. Okay. Not done, right? Vanessa, we got to take that number and plug it in. Doesn't matter where. I would plug it in here, though, because it's already solved for y.
Right. So
y equals 2 times negative 1 plus 5, right? So you simplify that, you get 3. That would be negative 2 plus 5 is 3. So your answer, negative 1, positive 3, done. Oh, wow. Oh. Crazy. How do you guys feel about those? Yeah? Good? So far, so good. Okay, those are the simple cases.
Did you subtract 25 from 14?
Yeah.
You combined it.
Doing good?